You can't quit vaping because you give it too much power. Hi, my name is Isabella, and today I'm going to teach you how to quit vaping without any withdrawals, or maybe you will. Just depends on what you do with this information. Let's start with my background on vaping. Like everyone, I started vaping in high school, like my freshman year. I remember I was in my friend's older sister's car, and she was like, "Try this," and I tried it, and I was long gone from there, because as somebody that has a very addictive personality, as soon as I got that first head rush, I was like, I'm locked in. So from freshman year until sophomore year, heavily addicted to vaping. I was going to the bathroom at school, in the car, in the bed, everywhere that thing was going with me. Okay. So then sophomore year, I remember that we went to a party, and I said that I wasn't going to vape. Like, I was going to leave the vape at home. We were just going to see how I did. Turns out, as soon as I got to the party, I said, F that, I'm vaping, whatever, I don't care. So from sophomore year on, this was 2019. So from then on, I vaped every single day throughout the day. It was disgusting. It was so gross that I did it all the time. If I would wake up in the middle of the night, I did it. It was gross. So fast forward to 2024. Okay. I decide that I'm going on semester at sea. And if you don't know what semester at sea is, you have to go overseas to board the ship. And for my voyage, we boarded in Thailand. And I'm like, no way am I going to be heavily addicted to vaping and try to smuggle vapes into Thailand. And I didn't even know the regulations on vaping, but I know in other countries they do not like vapes. So I said, F that, I have to quit now. So it was November of 2024, I decided I was going to take all of my vaping things. I was a views person, so I had extra bases, I had extra pods, like I threw it in the trash, and I said, we're done. And I got a sobriety app. So I did the 24 hours, I did the 48 hours, I did the 72, and I said, we're good, I'm going through. I got all the way to 5 weeks. So I had already traveled to Thailand, and I got on the ship, and then I realized everybody else brought their vape. So I said, why did I quit? But I realized, I said, what am I going to be, 40 years old still ripping a vape? No, I'm not doing that. So sure, did I vape when I was on semester at sea? Yes, I did. So I picked the views up when I got back home and continued to vape throughout the summer. And then as I was going throughout my summer, I'm like, we've got to be done. We have got to be done with this now. So I woke up and I threw it out. I said, we're done. Goodbye, we're done. And been here ever since. I think it's probably been over a month. I didn't do a sobriety tracker this time because I just said, because we were so done that I don't need to track when the last time I did, I was vaping. The mindsets that helped me stop vaping in November of 24. So for me, I did a ton of research. There was this book that everybody told me to read. There was different ways. You got the mints, then you made a cocktail that was supposed to resemble menthol, because I love me some menthol. So I remember I went to Target and I got mints, a lemon lime menthol iced drink, and I stuck it out for the first 72 hours. But when I decided to do the more psychological interpretations of what addiction is, I had no withdrawals. I did it from 2019 to 24, 0 withdrawals. Why? Because of the mindsets. So the first mindset for me that really worked was I had to stop giving it so much power. Back then, I was like, I cannot live without my vape. I can't do it. Wait, you can. I promise you. I promise you, you will be able to walk through life without that vape air. It mind boggles me now how addicted I was to it, but Can't even. My third mindset shift was how childish it looked. Just a week ago, I walked out of Walmart and a boy that looked probably 14 years old took a vape out of his pocket and vaped. First of all, you're 14. If you want to smoke, be an adult and go smoke a cigarette. Ripping a bright pink mod box? What are we doing as a society? Please help us. My fourth mindset shift was you had to think about it as a toxic boyfriend or a toxic girlfriend. Like a toxic boyfriend, you have 20 seconds of a head rush, but then your lungs are slowly starting to decay. Catch my drift? My advice and tips for when you actually decide you want to quit. First, assess your relationship with vaping. Why do you do it? Why did you do it in the first place? How can you fill that void? Your brain loves repetition. As soon as you start replacing it with something, so much better. Better if you replace it with something healthy. You have a craving? Go for a run. You have a craving? Read a non-fictional book about how to sell a house. I don't know. Replace it with something healthy. Promise you, you can extend your knowledge more than have your lungs decay. Number 2, do all the necessary tips that you see online that you think would benefit you. For me, I love a drink. I love a Sprite. I love a coffee. I love to sip on something. So for me, I knew that it would help me if I had something to drink or have a mouth stimuli. Understand? I went and got a lemon lime drink, and then I put mint in it, and then I would put a mint in my mouth so then you get that cold sensation. Number 3, it's okay to fail. You're out one night, you're having a good time, you rip a vape, oop! Okay, but from what I would say to that is make sure you're still in the mindset of I'm quitting. Okay, you rip a vape, I promise you, you're gonna rip that vape and feel gross about yourself because you're gonna say, why did I need to do that? That's how I feel if I really, really want to smoke something. I'll smoke a cigarette and they'll be like, why did I do that? Okay, you'll start to learn when you quit that you really don't need to do it, but you feel like that you have to prove to your mind that you know it's good, but then you realize that it's not. That is the end. I promise you that you can do this and that it is a lot easier than you might think it is. Okay? Love you all.